Everyone talks about black wealth in the usual cities, but what if one of the most powerful hubs is hiding in plain sight? Behind closed doors, a small circle of women in North Carolina are shaping culture, business, and influence in ways most people never see. Some names will shock you. Who are these women? Let's find out. Number 10. Lynn Whitfield. Lynn Whitfield is one of those rare performers whose presence on screen feels like an event. She's the kind of actress whose name may not be shouted from marquees, like some Hollywood megastars, but whose body of work has quietly built her a lasting reputation and a solid financial foundation in an industry that's notoriously difficult to thrive in for decades.
Amazing artistic marriage, and we thought it would translate to marriage, so.
Her journey through film and television has not just been about longevity, it's about impact and the kind of recognition that keeps her in demand even into her 70s. Over the years, Whitfield has amassed wealth primarily through her craft as an actress, producing credits and recurring roles in major TV series and films. Estimates of her net worth vary, but they consistently point to a comfortable multi-million-dollar status. Some sources list her net worth around $4 million as of 2025, reflecting decades of steady work in Hollywood and television that have translated into financial success. Some even say it has skyrocketed to about $10 million this year. But Whitfield's wealth isn't just a matter of dollars and cents. It is the result of making smart, diverse, creative choices that kept her relevant across generations. She won a Primetime Emmy Award for her powerful title performance in The Josephine Baker Story, a role that demanded extraordinary range and exposed her to international audiences. That award alone catapulted her into a higher tier of actors whose names carry weight in casting rooms, enabling her to command roles that add both to her artistic legacy and her income.
Started the Baton Rouge Community Chorus so that he could bring productions and music.
Beyond that, she has earned multiple NAACP Image Awards and critical accolades for roles that resonate with audiences, especially her unforgettable portrayal of Lady Mae Greenleaf, the commanding and complex matriarch on the hit Oprah Winfrey Network series Greenleaf, which brought her further acclaim and solidified her status as one of television's most compelling actresses. On top of her acting, Whitfield has also dipped into producing, further diversifying her income streams and increasing her stake in the projects she believes in. As a matter of fact, Whitfield's popularity has been built on more than one memorable role, from lighthearted fare like the Cheetah Girls films where she charmed family audiences, to intense drama in series like How to Get Away with Murder. She's proven she can move across genres with ease and maintain audience interest.
You have given me no real clarity about this relationship with this Miss Cross.
Her film work has also contributed to her prominence. Movies like A Thin Line Between Love and Hate grossed over $34 million at the box office, giving her exposure that also translates into greater bargaining power for future roles. Beyond the big screen and television, Whitfield's influence stretches into cultural recognition. She's been nominated for and won awards that highlight her as a standard bearer for Black actresses in Hollywood. Her name carries weight not just because she's been around a long time, but because she has chosen roles that resonate, showcasing her talent and helping her to build a legacy that continues to expand both her popularity and her wealth. Number 9. Tabitha Brown. Tabitha Brown today is one of the most recognizable and beloved figures in digital media, entertainment, and lifestyle culture. She isn't just a TikTok star or a cooking show host. She's a brand, a voice, and a source of joy for millions. What makes her story remarkable isn't only how many people know her name, but how her popularity has grown into real wealth and cultural impact that stretch far beyond social media posts.
You know, we get this one life, and my daddy always say, baby, one is enough if you live it right.
Today, Tabitha Brown's estimated net worth sits comfortably in the multi-million-dollar range, around $6 million as of 2025. Some analysts even project that, if her current trajectory continues with book deals, brand partnerships, and media projects, her worth could approach $10 million or more in the next few years. That's a huge accomplishment for anyone, let alone someone who built her audience organically by being genuine, uplifting, and real with her fans. A big part of Tabitha's wealth comes from her massive social media reach. She's amassed millions of followers across TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, with a combined audience easily surpassing surpassing 10 million fans who wake up to her positivity and recipes every day. These followers aren't passive. They interact, share, buy her products, and tune into everything she does, giving her content enormous value in the influencer market. Brands recognize this power, and that translates into serious income.
People found me.
Right.
It's how most people know me, but I've been pursuing like my dreams in entertainment for over.
Sponsored content deals and partnerships can bring in tens of thousands of dollars per post or campaign. And because she represents a lifestyle that resonates deeply with so many, companies line up to work with her. She has also authored best-selling books, including her memoir and plant-based cookbooks that have hit the New York Times bestseller list, generating substantial royalties and expanding her reach beyond screens into homes and bookstores. On television, she has become more than a digital personality. She's a host of major shows, including Food Network's first plant-based cooking competition, It's Compli-Plated, and the Emmy-winning Tab Time on YouTube, which brings her into living rooms of families everywhere and adds to her credibility and earning power. She has also branched into product lines and retail collaborations that contribute meaningfully to her financial picture. Her own vegan hair care line, Donna's Recipe, and fashion and kitchenware collaborations with major retailers like Target show how her brand translates into products people want to buy.
A healthier life, a happier life, a cruelty-free life. I used to think of veganism. When I would hear about it, I would say,
Surely, these kinds of partnerships bring in licensing fees, royalties, and recurring revenue each time someone picks up a sweater, a spice blend, or a kitchen gadget bearing her name. What's striking about Tabitha's impact isn't just that she's rich, it's that she's reshaped what the word celebrity can mean in the digital age. She became famous for something as simple as sharing honest, comforting videos about vegan cooking, but she used that fame to build a brand that centers encouragement, joy, and self-love, turning followers into a community and community into economic power. Her popularity also shows up in awards and accolades, which, beyond the prestige, open doors to more lucrative media opportunities and speaking engagements. Winning a Children's and Family Emmy Award and multiple NAACP Image Awards underscored her credibility and visibility, bringing in audiences that go beyond her original social media followers and increasing her market value as a creator and host. In all, Tabitha Brown has built something sustainable. She has become not only one of the most popular content creators of her generation, but a prosperous entrepreneur whose influence spans publishing, television, retail, and wellness. And because her appeal is rooted in genuine connection rather than gimmicks, her wealth feels like a reflection of the love millions of people have for what she offers: joy, inspiration, and a reminder that success can be built from authenticity. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 99% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Number 8. Ezinne Kalu. Ezinne has become one of the most talked about names in women's basketball today, not just in North Carolina, but across the globe. On paper, she may not have the eye-popping net worth of a global entertainment superstar, but in the world of sports, influence and financial success aren't measured only by dollars. They're measured by milestone achievements, global recognition, and the doors an athlete opens for others. When people talk about how popular and impactful Ezinne Kalu Phelps is, they're talking about a true international athlete who has spent years building a name that resonates wherever basketball is followed.
For the finals, as it was today against Senegal, they were up and played amazing.
She has carved out a career that spans continents, playing professionally in top leagues across Europe and Asia, and most recently signing with Wuhan Shengfan in China's Women's Chinese Basketball Association for the 2025-2026 season. That move alone shows just how in demand she is as a player. To be recruited to a club in one of the world's most competitive leagues shows both her talent and her market value. Her wealth runs into millions and millions of dollars, and in women's sports, it's a sign of significant achievement and promise for continued growth. Her career earnings have come from a blend of long-term club contracts across Europe, her current stint in China, and even a brief WNBA contract with the Atlanta Dream, which marked a historic moment in her career. That WNBA opportunity was a breakthrough that few players from smaller universities ever achieve. It not only expanded her professional resume, but also also raised her visibility among the most influential basketball audiences in the world. As a key member of Nigeria's D Tigers, she helped lead the team to multiple Afro-Basket championships, and they made history by reaching the quarterfinals of the Paris 2024 Olympics, a first for any African women's team in Olympic basketball. This combination of performance and visibility has given Ezinne a rare kind of popularity. Now she's recognized by fans in Africa, by sports media around the world, and by young athletes who see in her a model of what's possible.
I'm so proud of you. I haven't seen you. It's been a minute since I last saw you.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
It was the last Dream game, probably a few years ago. It was very brief.
Her social media presence also reinforces that reach, connecting her directly with fans who see her posts about games, training, and what drives her. That kind of personal connection deepens her influence, and that influence is something brands and sponsors look for when they decide who to align with. Off the court, Ezinne also demonstrates business savvy. She isn't just a player, she's an entrepreneur and a voice in fashion and lifestyle circles too. She has done runway modeling in major fashion environments like New York Fashion Week, showcasing that her brand can cross over from sports into mainstream culture.
Thought was that I'm happy. I mean, it's good to see my teammates smiling, and
she has become one of the faces of a new generation of athletes who are proving that African talent can compete and excel on the world stage. That has huge cultural value as it shifts perceptions and opens doors for younger players who might have once thought that a global basketball career was out of reach. In practical terms, Ezinne's wealth and popularity feed into each other. Her contracts and endorsements boost her financial status, while her high level of play and global presence make her a valuable asset to teams and brands. She's not just earning today, she's building a legacy that can lead to future opportunities, whether in coaching, brand partnerships, sports development, or media. Number 7. Hilda Pinnix Ragland. One woman has turned into a powerful figure whose impact and influence are felt in boardrooms, corporations, and communities across the United States, particularly in North Carolina and the broader energy sector. Hilda Ragland. She's not a celebrity in the Hollywood sense, but in the world of business leadership and corporate governance, she is widely respected and admired, and that respect has helped shape real financial and cultural influence over decades.
It's in my roots. It was expected. Being one of 4 girls growing up in
her career at the top echelons of major corporations and her board roles suggest a level of wealth and economic influence that's significant for a business executive of her stature. What makes her story compelling isn't only that she's wealthy by corporate standards, but that she has used her positions of power to open doors for others and to shape how business and education intersect with community impact. As a former vice president of corporate public affairs at Duke Energy, Hilda Pinnix Ragland occupied a role few executives ever reach, and even fewer African-American women before her had achieved. At Duke Energy and its predecessor, Progress Energy, she served in multiple vice presidential roles, leading energy delivery services, economic development, and corporate affairs. Positions that come with substantial compensation packages, performance bonuses, and long-term benefits. These roles are typically among the highest paid outside of C-suite positions in major corporations, especially in a Fortune 500 energy company like Duke, which has billions in revenue annually.
make sure that women earned the same amount of money.
Executives at that level generally earn salaries and bonuses well into 6 figures every year, and with stock options or retirement plans, the cumulative financial picture over a long career can represent a multi-million-dollar personal wealth portfolio. Her popularity and impact in the business world comes not just from her title, but from the barrier-breaking nature of her career. She was the first African-American woman to serve as a vice president at Progress Energy, a milestone that reverberated well beyond the walls of that company. It sent a clear message to women and minority professionals that top-tier corporate leadership is attainable, and it added to her visibility and influence in corporate America. After retiring from Duke Energy in 2016, she didn't slow down. She continued to serve on numerous boards of directors for major organizations, including RTI International, Southwest Water Company, 8 Rivers Capital, and others, often in leadership roles such as chair of audit or governance committees. These kinds of board positions are not only prestigious, they are financially rewarding. Directors of large companies and nonprofits are compensated for their guidance, and serving in such roles adds to an executive's professional esteem and overall financial portfolio. Hilda's impact extends far beyond the corporate ledger. She is known nationally for her thought leadership on diversity, education, and economic development. Her involvement as co-chair of initiatives like Wake Invests in Women, which tackles gender wage gaps and representation issues in STEM fields, shows how she leverages her influence for broader societal good.
The organization started. I've seen how it's flourished and gone through from...
She also leads influential boards in education. As chair of the Board of Trustees at North Carolina A&T State University, she impacts institutional strategy and philanthropic priorities, roles that reflect her ongoing relevance in shaping future leaders. Her work in supporting education, particularly through scholarships and STEM programs, amplifies her legacy and influence in communities that benefit directly from these investments. And because she has been nominated by U.S. presidents for national boards, received Lifetime Achievement Awards, and been recognized as one of the top influential women in corporate America, her reputation extends well beyond a single industry. In the world of American business, Hilda Pinnock Ragland is the kind of leader younger professionals look up to, not because she chased fame, but because she built excellence, broke barriers, and made a lasting difference in the spaces where both money and influence matter. Number 6. Cheryl Boone Isaacs. The amazing Cheryl Isaacs stands out as one of the most respected and powerful figures behind the scenes in Hollywood, a woman whose influence has shaped one of the most visible award shows on the planet and whose name carries real weight in global entertainment circles. She may not be a household name like the actors and directors whose films she's helped promote, but within the film industry and among serious movie fans, she is widely recognized as a trailblazer, leader, and power broker whose decisions and leadership have helped redefine how Hollywood talks about diversity, inclusion, and marketing success.
On behalf of the Academy, congratulations to all the nominees and Oscar winners.
Isaacs has built a career that brought her to the pinnacle of power in the film industry, rising to become the president of the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Science, the organization best known for organizing the annual Oscars ceremony, the most watched awards show in the world. In 2013, she was elected as the 35th president of the Academy, making history as the first African American and only the third woman to ever hold the position in its then 85-year history. She was re-elected multiple times, serving a full 4-year tenure that placed her at the center of Hollywood's decision-making and its most important yearly celebration of filmmaking. She doesn't like to put herself out there, but sources say her net worth reaches about $2 million as of 2025, a figure that has grown steadily over years through her executive roles, consulting work, and leadership in one of the world's most powerful entertainment bodies.
My name is Cheryl Boone Isaacs, and I am currently the founding director of the...
Isaacs's popularity isn't measured in box office receipts or ticket sales. It's measured in respect from industry peers and cultural recognition. When she oversaw the Academy, she was not just a figurehead, but a central voice in defining the Oscar season, selecting membership, and shaping long-term strategy. That role made her a familiar face at press events and Oscars broadcasts, and it made her one of the de facto guardians of a cultural event watched by hundreds of millions of people worldwide. The Academy itself has enormous global influence on how films are valued, remembered, and celebrated, and her leadership contributed to shaping the organization's priorities and public image. In addition to her Academy leadership, Isaacs's career has included decades of work on major Hollywood films through her company, CBI Enterprises, Incorporated, where she consulted on marketing for iconic and award-winning movies like The King's Speech, The Artist, The Call, Precious, Spider-Man 2, and Tupac: Resurrection. She previously served as president of theatrical marketing for New Line Cinema and as executive vice president of worldwide publicity at Paramount Pictures, where she was behind publicity campaigns for Forrest Gump and Braveheart, both of which were Best Picture winners. These roles mean that her fingerprints are literally on films that have generated billions in box office revenue and remain deeply embedded in popular culture.
Women non-whites, more diverse group of filmmakers, international, young.
She pushed initiatives to diversify Academy membership, inviting hundreds of new, more diverse members in an effort to reflect a broader range of voices. Of course, that work resonated across Hollywood and global media, and it positioned her as a champion of change in an industry known for its slow pace of inclusion. She also extended her influence into education and film culture by serving as the founding director of the Sidney Poitier New American Film School at Arizona State University, where she helped shape the next generation of filmmakers. Now, her financial success reflects that long career at high levels of responsibility, and her legacy is built from impact, visibility, and influence rather than simply headline earnings. Number 5. Bettye LaVette. Bettye LaVette is one of those rare artists whose name carries real weight in music circles. She delivered deep, unforgettable performances that have won her long overdue respect, acclaim, and yes, real financial success.
Can you talk about that a little bit? Are you okay with it now?
No, I'm not okay with it now. It came after I did.
Long before she became a critical favorite in the 2000s, LaVette had built decades of experience performing, recording, and touring, and that body of work eventually translated into not just popularity, but a solid wealth foundation that many performing artists never reach. Her estimated net worth today is around $17 million, a figure that reflects her decades-long career as a recording and touring soul/blues artist. To say LaVette is popular doesn't fully capture it. She's one of those cult icons whose reputation has grown steadily among critics, musicians, and dedicated fans around the world. She's been nominated for multiple Grammy Awards, 7 as of the most recent count, across blues, Americana, and R&B categories, which speaks to her broad appeal and respect across music communities. LaVette's albums also became turning points in her career. Her 2005 release, I've Got My Own Hell to Raise, was a critical sensation that put her squarely on the global music map after decades of working in relative obscurity. Her follow-up, The Scene of the Crime, premiered at #1 on Billboard's Top Blues Albums chart and earned a Grammy nomination, momentum that translated into higher concert attendance, bigger festival slots, and ongoing media attention.
Let me down easy, since you feel to stay is wrong.
Touring and live performances are also major income streams for artists like LaVette, and she routinely headlines festivals and concert halls across the United States and Europe, and her impact goes beyond ticket sales. These performances cement her status as a living legend in soul, blues, and Americana, which keeps her in demand year after year. LaVette's popularity has also been boosted by high-profile performances. She sang at the Kennedy Center Honors in 2008, delivering a powerful rendition of Love Reign O'er Me that was seen by audiences beyond her usual fan base. Later, she performed with John Bon Jovi at President Barack Obama's inaugural celebration, a moment that brought her voice to millions via national broadcast and reaffirmed her standing as a performer, respected by peers and presidents alike.
Thankful and thoughtful. But I found as we were recording the tune that
critics and music historians recognize LaVette as one of the most gifted interpreters of song alive today. She doesn't rely on writing hit singles the way pop stars do. Instead, she takes songs written by others and transforms them into something uniquely her own, whether the material comes from Bob Dylan, The Who, or Dolly Parton. Albums like Things Have Changed and LaVette, featuring collaborations with prominent musicians, show her range and enduring relevance more than half a century into her career. Part of what makes LaVette's story so inspiring is the narrative of resilience. She's often described as a comeback queen because while mainstream fame eluded her for years, she eventually achieved critical and commercial success on her own terms, winning awards like the Legacy of Americana Lifetime Achievement Award and earning a place in the Blues Hall of Fame. So, when you think of Bettye LaVette's wealth and impact, it's not just about her $17 million net worth. It's about the cultural weight she carries, the respect of her peers, and the way her voice and interpretations have influenced listeners, musicians, and even the next generation of artists. Number 4. Eva Marcille.
Perfect.
Amongst the highly successful North Carolina women, Eva Marcille today is one of those names in entertainment that people instantly recognize, not just because she's talented, but because she's built real, measurable success across television, business, and popular culture. At the heart of Eva's public profile is the wealth she has earned from a combination of acting, reality TV, modeling, and entrepreneurial ventures. As of 2025, most major sources estimate her net worth at around $4 million, and that's a figure that reflects steady earnings from years in front of the camera and smart side hustles off it. Eva's income isn't from one source. Reality TV, for example, was a huge stepping stone. Her run on The Real Housewives of Atlanta made her a household name in the fan community and brought her six-figure paychecks per season, more as she moved from friend status to full-time cast member. In many seasons, cast members earn well into the mid-hundreds of thousands, and for Eva, this exposure also accelerated her influence and endorsement power. Her reach on social media turned into real cash too. With millions of followers, she can command impressive fees for sponsored posts, adding tens of thousands per campaign to her bottom line. Acting has also played a big role in her wealth story. Beyond reality TV drama and confessionals, Eva has held recurring and regular roles on scripted shows, from Tyler Perry's House of Pain to the CBS soap The Young and the Restless, and later the BET Plus drama All the Queen's Men, where she has played a leading character.
We'll film a scene, and say if I'm wearing this outfit today, obviously we don't just carry a camera with us, we have to reset.
On top of her screen work, Eva stretches into entrepreneurship, which shows how seriously she takes wealth creation. She founded CEVAID, a CBD wellness brand, tapping into a booming lifestyle and self-care market. Some profiles even note she has launched a jewelry line and invested in real estate, buying properties that generate passive returns, all of which contribute to her financial picture. Eva's popularity isn't just about money either. It's about impact. She has stayed relevant in a notoriously fickle industry for nearly 2 decades, which is no small feat. After her first spike in fame, she kept reinventing herself, from magazine covers and fashion campaigns to more mainstream TV roles and into the realm of reality television, where she became a fan favorite.
Me in every room. I didn't notice it until you said it, and there is.
Her influence shows up in the way brands and shows still court her presence. Reality TV producers know she brings energy, personality, and a built-in audience. That's part of why she had several seasons on RHOA and why she continues to book roles on streaming dramas that demand charisma and audience pull. Fans know her, follow her, and talk about her, which means she isn't just wealthy in cash, but wealthy in cultural currency. Today, she is more than that model from a reality show. She's an actress with serious credits, an entrepreneur with products on the market, a reality TV alum with enduring popularity, and a social media figure with influence. Number 3. Shelly Omalade Bell. She's a powerhouse of influence and impact, especially when it comes to closing the funding gap for Black and brown women founders, and her name is Shelly Bell. People often talk about wealth in terms of personal bank accounts, but with Shelly, her wealth is measured just as much in the capital she's moved for others, the opportunities she's unlocked, and the many ecosystems she's built from the ground up.
All community engagement, so the audience asks questions and the audience makes the vote for who wins. The winner wins a meeting with an investor.
At the center of her influence is Black Girl Ventures, the social enterprise and nonprofit she founded that rewrote what access to capital can look like for underrepresented founders. What began as a simple gathering has turned into a multi-million-dollar movement, generating real financial outcomes for women of color who are often shut out of traditional venture capital. BGV's programs, from pitch competitions to fellowships, have helped fund more than 450 Black and brown women-owned businesses, created thousands of jobs, and catalyzed millions in collective revenue across the founders it supports. Shelly's impact isn't just numerical, it's structural. The model she built combines crowdfunding, community engagement, and corporate partnerships to turn visibility into actual investment. Big brands like Nike, Visa, Experian, and TikTok have partnered with BGV, bringing in hundreds of thousands to over $1 million in support for founders in BGV's network. Through her work, Shelly has positioned herself not just as a connector, but as a kind of wealth amplifier for communities that have historically been overlooked.
Speaking with a woman who has the wealth management game on lock. Her honest take on her money has landed her features in Forbes.
BGV's pitch competitions, which mix the excitement of Shark Tank with the accessibility of community voting, have become one of the most effective ways for early-stage businesses to raise capital without traditional venture barriers. In doing so, Bell has helped founders secure funding they might never have accessed otherwise, lifting up brands, products, and services that create jobs and uplift communities. Instead of hoarding capital, she's redistributed it at scale, turning millions of dollars into opportunities for others. Fundraising milestones for BGV, corporate sponsorships, and founder revenue all speak to a network of wealth that she actively cultivates and expands. Her popularity has also grown alongside this work. Shelley Bell is regularly featured in Forbes, Fast Company, Entrepreneur Magazine, Yahoo Finance, Inc. Magazine, and other major outlets. Not because she chases headlines, but because her impact changes the economic landscape for real people.
By working with the community to have funded and granted to over 260 women.
She's also a sought-after speaker and strategist, traveling the globe to share her vision for inclusive economic systems and to push business leaders toward more equitable practices. The world sees Shelley not just as a nonprofit leader, but as a systems disruptor. Her voice is influential in spaces where decisions about funding, hiring, and investment are made, and she pushes those decisions toward equity and inclusion. She's been recognized as one of the 100 most powerful women in business, Entrepreneur of the Year by Technically DC, and a Rising Brand Star by Adweek, honors that reflect both her popularity and her power to shape business culture in America. Now, her influence reaches far beyond boardrooms and into the heart of entrepreneurial ecosystems, where thousands of women now stand taller because of her work. In a world where many leaders talk about change, Shelley Omilade Bell actually delivers it. Number 2. Ivy McGregor. This powerful woman, Ivy McGregor, isn't a celebrity because she starred in a TV show or dropped a hit song. She is widely recognized around the world as a powerhouse in philanthropy, strategy, and social impact, and she has turned that influence into considerable professional success.
There was devastation. Row homes had caught fire, and she wanted to make sure that those families were taken care of.
People in business, nonprofit circles, universities, and global forums know her name because she shapes conversations at the highest levels on what economic equity, opportunity, and empowerment look like today. Her work has made her one of the most respected and highly sought-after leaders in Generation Now philanthropy. As the executive director of Baygood, the philanthropic arm of Beyoncé's global brand, Ivy McGregor plays a central role in designing, leading, and executing large-scale initiatives that move money, opportunity, and support into underserved communities. Baygood funds scholarships, drives internship pipelines, supports small businesses, and tackles economic inequity with measurable results. Under her leadership, the organization has grown from a concept into a globally recognized force for social good with high visibility and significant impact. Her executive decisions have helped guide multi-million-dollar programs that touch education, entrepreneurship, health, and community development, not just in North Carolina, but around the world. McGregor's influence isn't limited to one foundation. She is also the CEO and Chief Architect of Ivy Incorporated, a strategic consulting firm that helps organizations and corporations build and implement powerful corporate social responsibility and social impact strategies.
I was sitting in church on a Sunday, and I received a text from my brother.
Through IVY Incorporated, she partners with Fortune-level companies and institutions, helping them design programs that deliver real community impact and measurable outcomes. What makes that work lucrative is that CEOs and boards pay premium fees, often tens of thousands per engagement, for her insight and leadership in aligning business goals with authentic impact. According to speaker booking sources, her speaking fee is about $30,000 for events and engagements, a clear indicator of her market value and professional demand. Ivy McGregor's popularity and reputation extend well beyond boardrooms and conferences. She is a global speaker, invited to major platforms like Global Citizen Festivals, the World Economic Forum in Davos, Essence Music Festival, TEDx stages, and university convocations, where she leads conversations that draw thousands of attendees and live stream viewers. She doesn't just appear on these platforms. She moderates and shapes discussions with figures like Viola Davis, Kelly Rowland, Tyler Perry, and leaders from major global institutions. Her work has also earned her significant recognition. McGregor has received the International Distinguished Humanitarian Leadership Award presented at the United Nations by the United States National Council of Women, the Activism in the Arts Triumph Award from the National Action Network, and other honors that underscore her credibility and influence on a global stage. These honors aren't just trophies. They open doors to funding, collaborations, and expanded platforms, reinforcing her leadership brand and increasing her professional leverage. Part of Ivy's wealth, and it's worth emphasizing that her financial success comes from impact rather than celebrity culture, is rooted in her ability to mobilize resources at scale. She has helped structure and manage multi-million-dollar philanthropic campaigns, designed partnerships with global financial institutions like UBS, and guided initiatives that pair private capital with community needs.
Okay, here we go. That's beautiful. All she has to do is stand there.
Her strategic work thus influences where and how large sums of capital flow into underserved communities, and that kind of influence is itself a form of wealth. Professional capital that translates into opportunities, rewards, and long-term networks. Like many leaders in the social impact space, the scope and scale of her professional earnings and influence put her in a rare category of leaders who earn well, travel the world, and get paid handsomely for speaking, consulting, and designing high-impact programs. Her name on an event lineup or partnership pitch instantly boosts credibility, visibility, and often fundraising success because people trust her expertise and reputation. Beyond money, Ivy's true wealth may well be measured in the thousands of emerging leaders she has mentored and influenced through her programs and speaking engagements. Her virtual mentorship network has grown to over 14,000 mentees from more than 100 countries, a testament to her global reach and impact. Young leaders, executives, and policymakers alike look to her as a role model, advisor, and guide, which in the world of influence and impact is one of the strongest forms of wealth someone can have. In every room where she speaks, every partnership she forms, and every program she leads, Ivy McGregor stands as a model of what it means to be wealthy in idea, influence, and impact. Number 1. Janice Bryant, Howroyd. There we have the #1 black wife in the state of North Carolina, Janice Bryant. Howroyd is one woman who has reshaped the global workforce industry and built immense wealth and influence in a world where few had expected her to succeed at that level. Today, she stands out not just as a successful entrepreneur, but as one of the wealthiest and most respected business leaders in America. And her name carries real weight on corporate stages, advisory boards, and philanthropic platforms worldwide.
I borrowed $900 from my mom. That gave me about $1,500 to start my business with.
Forbes currently lists her net worth around $450 million, making her one of the richest self-made women in the country. What makes Janice Bryant Howroyd's wealth remarkable isn't just the number attached to it, but how far she's taken her company, the Actone Group, and the impact it has had on work, employment, and global business. As the founder and CEO of Actone, she leads what has become a multi-billion-dollar workforce solutions powerhouse with annual revenues that have exceeded $3 billion in recent years and a footprint in more than 30 countries, serving tens of thousands of clients. This isn't just a staffing company, it's a massive organization that creates jobs, connects companies with talent, and provides tech-driven human resources services across industries. Her influence reaches far beyond corporate earnings. Janice Bryant Howroyd holds the unique distinction of being the first African-American woman to build and operate a billion-dollar company. People in boardrooms, entrepreneurship circles, and corporate leadership programs know her as JBH, a figure whose success reshaped expectations about what minority women could achieve in large-scale enterprises.
Of experience and knowledge. A lot of people walk around with knowledge.
Actone's strength lies in its diversity of services and global reach. With over 17,000 clients worldwide, the company doesn't just place workers, it provides workforce management, technology, procurement, background screening, and strategic HR solutions to corporations and government agencies. Through brands such as Apple One, Agile One, and A-Check Global, Janice's enterprise touches millions of lives by helping people find work and helping companies run more efficiently. That human impact is part of what makes her influence so profound. because her leadership directly contributes to economic mobility for everyday workers around the globe. Her popularity and reputation go beyond the boardroom. Janice Bryant Howroyd is a sought-after speaker, mentor, and advisor. She's welcomed on stages at major business events, universities, and economic forums where she's looked to for insight on leadership, strategy, and inclusive business practices. Her influence also extends into the world of education and public service. She has been appointed to prestigious advisory roles, including chair of the Women's Leadership Board at Harvard University's Kennedy School and significant committees under the Obama administration. In addition to her stake in ActOwn, she and her family own over a dozen commercial and residential properties, bolstering her financial portfolio and giving her wealth additional depth beyond company earnings.
Paradoxical, because I never dreamed of being an entrepreneur in those early days of life. I didn't see many entrepreneurs. I saw.
Her 2 books, The Art of Work and Acting Up, have become influential reads for entrepreneurs and business students, expanding her brand and extending her impact into publishing and thought leadership. More importantly, her success has inspired generations of business leaders, particularly women and people of color, who see in her a model of what is possible. She is regularly highlighted in lists of top entrepreneurs, wealthy self-made women, and business innovators, and media outlets cite her both for her business acumen and her advocacy for equitable opportunity in the workplace. Through ActOwn and her various roles in education, policy, and mentorship, she has become not just a wealthy entrepreneur, but a global force for economic empowerment and strategic change. Power moves quietly, and not everyone making a real impact is in the spotlight. Who do you think should be on this list next? Drop your thoughts in the comments, share this with someone who needs to see it, and follow for more stories of Black wealth and influence shaping North Carolina's new Black Mecca.